Jim, thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Only seems like just a few hours ago that I saw you last down at Meadow Lane. What is going so well at the moment for the Magpies?
Um, I think the way we work in training and we work so hard, we put a lot of work in on the shape and where we should be and off the ball stuff. And I think because we work at that intensity, by the time a match day comes round, it sort of just becomes second nature because we've had that repetition through the week, and it just seems to be we're in a good flow at the minute, and it's going well. So we'll try and enjoy it as much as we can, while it lasts, and we try and keep it lasting as long as possible.
How long can it last? I'm not asking you to break out a crystal ball or anything like that, but how long can this last? Is it a case of its momentum right now, or does it feel like this is possibly something more sustainable than that?
Well, I think it's more of a mental thing. If you've got that mentality to come in every day and stay at it and keep focused and focus on what the job is and what you need to do and who you're up against and concentrate on the team meetings and on the video stuff that we do, and I think it's just that focus and that having that mental clarity every day and the way you go about your job, and I think can go on as long as we want it to.
It's a lot of hard work by the lots of things. I mean, you're enjoying a lot of possession of the ball, but when you're out of the ball, it appears you tell me you'll know better because you've been here for the last few years and you'll have seen it and been through different things. But it feels like the work rate when you're out of possession has gone up quite markedly.
Yeah, but it's I think it comes from a midfielder's point of view. It comes from the lads behind us who are constantly trying to squeeze the game. So if they're squeezing it, it means there's no space in behind us midfielders for people to drop into pockets, and then we can then go and press. So we're on the front foot straight away. So I think from that point of view, that's the big factor in us being able to do that. Yeah, it's hard work, but that's why we had pre-season, and like I said, I feel like we're maybe into the flow now of the season. And obviously we've went so many games unbeaten, and it's a good feeling, but we still feel as if we've got more, and that's always a positive as well. If you're doing well and you still think you can produce more.
Every time you watch a team which has got a high intensity work rate when they're not in possession, and you think of like Liverpool at their pomp under Jurgen Klopp, one of the things that people always wondered in August, September, October was, I wonder if they'll still be able to maintain that sort of high intensity come April and May. And I guess because of the high intensity that you guys work at the moment, the same question applies. So is it something that can be maintained throughout the season?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of that will be down to how we live our lives away from the stadium, and how you recover and all the work that goes in there. So if you do everything right, then yeah, absolutely it can be sustained. And I think from Liverpool's point of view, it's maybe come at the end of that, maybe that 4 or 5 year cycle where they have done it for so long, and their lads are playing like, I don't know, 60, 70 games a season sometimes, and eventually there's going to come a time where that comes, that level comes down. But from our point of view, yeah, I don't see why not, and we've got a good squad, and we can still bring people in, so I don't see why not.
You and I are the same age, and my legs ache just from watching you guys last night. So how do you recover? How do you live your life away from the stadium?
You're buzzing with that though, because I look so much better than you.
If you say so, Jim.
Well, my life's pretty simple, to be honest with you, mate. I've got football and I've got my wee boy, and that's it. So when I go home and I don't have him, then I'm just resting really. So I'll just take my recovery, have a sleep in the afternoon some days, live my life, and I'll have a few beers every now and again when it's the right time, and I can get that, but not really had a chance recently with the constant fixtures, but that's fine. It's just about the way you live your life, and I think I've said before, like from the point of view of the lads who live here, there's a good core group, and they go for coffees and that, and they're always chatting about football and stuff in their lives, and it's quite a close a close group, and I think when you've got a lot of young lads, that sort of thing's important. So, but from my point of view, it's pretty simple. It's just roll over day to day, and it's all about train, rest, eat, back into training the next day. So it's pretty simple.
It's been a few weeks since that whole social media thing happened, when you went back and forth with a few fans on there, and the accusation at the time was that your legs had gone. I think the performances since then have proven that your legs have not gone. I just wonder how you reflect on all of that.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, it's weeks ago, so it's, from my point of view, it's all forgotten about now. And listen, I've had people writing me off the last few years, and that's just part of it. And I understand, I get social medias can be that sort of place, and I understand it all. But when things get personal, that's when you start getting a bit, well, hold on, this guy doesn't see me, the work I put in day to day. He's not seen my GPS numbers and the distance that I'm covering and stuff like that. And I'm sure if I wasn't covering that sort of distance, or my work rate wasn't up to scratch, or my legs had gone, if you like, then I wouldn't be in the team. So I've played under 3 different managers now. And I've played, maybe sometimes not as much as I would have liked, but I'm sure I won't play every game this season as much as I want to. So it's a social media point of view, but I think from my point of view, at least if I'm getting it, then one of the younger lads isn't getting it, and it's not going to have an impact that way.
Is it, in a weird way, is it a motivating factor? I heard someone say, thanks for all the love, it gets me to sleep at night, and thanks for all the hate because it wakes me back up again the next morning. I just wonder whether or not, in a weird way, you can use it as a motivating factor, and whether you have done since then.
Did you just make that quote up?
No. I heard someone say it before. Yeah, maybe not.
I mean, I don't really see it as that. To be honest with you, mate, it's just you've just got to have the belief in what you're doing, and what you're doing is the right thing. And I've been in the game long enough to know that I'm still contributing to the squad day to day. Maybe this season, personally, I've just took a little bit longer to get up to speed, but my work rate day in, day out has been there. So I know I'm contributing to the squad, and I know I've got plenty to give, and I don't feel as old as you, so I'm all right, mate. Everything's good, everything's rosy, and you'll have patches as a player, and you'll have patches where you're maybe not on your top form, but then you've got, if you're in the team and the team are winning, and you've just got to respect that and appreciate the fact that we're all going in the right direction, and use your attributes in other ways to motivate other people and to get the result for the team, because the team's the most important thing. I think, but for a motivation point of view, no, I wouldn't say social media is a big motivating factor of when you believe in what you're doing.
Dorking away this weekend. It's new ground for pretty much everybody. What are you expecting out of them? They have shown already this season that they're capable of springing a surprise. Yeah,
we'll expect a tough game, and I'm hearing it's a difficult surface in that as well, and sometimes on those surfaces you maybe need to adapt your game a little bit in terms of individually, where you concentrate on the actual technique of your pass and the little details around that, and your body shape, and make sure everything's sort of crisp, which I think we do that quite well. But yeah, I'm expecting a difficult game. But yeah, and it's a bit of a trek as well, so I look forward to spending some more time with the lads, because I see them every day, so I look forward to spending the night with them and having a bit of banter and a wee big game of cards.
And I guess it's going to be pre-game initiation time for.
Yeah, there'll be a few. I think Brad's up this week. I think George, who's been brought in as Anost, he's on this week, and maybe one more.
A pre-match song, is that the usual with us?
Yeah, questions and songs. So we'll see how they go.
What kind of questions?
It's not anything I can share on here.
Personal questions.
Yeah, very personal. But I mean, it sees where lads are at, and you get to know them a bit more and their lives and stuff. ask about their families and how that goes, what that dynamic's like, and how they supported growing up. So those sort of questions can get a bit heated, but it's good. It's all good fun, and it's all light-hearted.
Best initiation song that you've heard so far this season from the group?
None that I can remember, mate, just because I do the questions, so my focus is purely on the questions, so I don't really take in the song. Toby was quite good. Toby was good. He got a good bit of in his voice, get the wee tickle and that, so yeah, he was good. That was memorable.